Hello beautiful creatures, welcome back to my channel Phyrra. If you're new here, my name's Cordelia and I love talking about bright and colorful alternative makeup, gothic fashion, mental health, lifestyle and more. So please click that little subscribe button so you can join in the conversation and don't forget to ring that bell. So today's video is going to be on the topic of skincare. I'm going to share my top 3 skincare tips with you along with my skincare routine. And before we begin, because apparently it has to be said, number 1, this isn't a sponsored video. Number 2, I don't use any filters or blurring lenses or anything like that. So this is my real 44-year-old skin. And I guess number 3, I'm going to zoom in really close because I'm doing this video today without any makeup on. I do have my skincare on, but that is it because I figured might as well, put my money where my mouth is and show you what my skin looks like. So let's zoom in really close so you can see what my 44-year-old skin looks like. So this is my forehead. I've got some fine lines up here and maybe a little bit of texture. And then I have fairly smooth cheeks. You can kind of see my pores like right in here. A little bit of hyperpigmentation here. I have very hooded eyes, so I've got a lot of skin stuff going on here. I've got a really big hyperpigmentation spot right there. And then of course, I have lines right here because I smile and laugh a lot, and that's okay. I'm 44 years old and my skin concerns are dryness, rosacea, and trying to do as much like anti-aging / preventative care as I can. I haven't used Botox or any sort of injectables. Not that I think there's a problem with it. I just think that if you're going to use it, you should, be upfront about it. And as to date, I haven't used anything like that. In some ways, even though I have rosacea and dryness, I feel like I kind of hit the genetic lottery when it comes to my skin because I am 44 years old, but people routinely think that I look like I'm in my early 20s, which I take that as a compliment. So before I jump into the skincare routine, I want to talk about my top 3 tips on what you need to do to have great skin. Number 1 is consistency. And what I mean by that is have a skincare routine and stick to it day and night. It can be a complex routine with 10 steps, or it can be a simple routine with 3 steps. Whatever is going to work best for you that you can stick to no matter what. No matter if you are depressed, no matter if you are exhausted, no matter if you're going to bed after being out clubbing all night, pick something that you can stick to. Consistently is truly the only way that you can see your skin improve, and that's by having a routine that you're doing, 365 days a year, day and night. Number 2, target your skin's specific issues. So what do I mean by that? What I mean is that I know in my case, I have rosacea and I have dryness. And I know that those are the issues I need to be concerned with when I'm buying skincare. I need skincare that's going to address those issues and make those issues better. So if you don't know what your skin's issues are, I highly recommend going to see a dermatologist. You can also try to do self-diagnosis online, but for me, actually the way I got my rosacea diagnosis is that I was seeing a makeup artist and she's like, I think you have rosacea because of these issues. And so I went to go see a dermatologist and they were like, sure enough, you have rosacea. So it can sometimes be hard to figure out what your skin issues are on your own. So that's why I recommend people see a dermatologist. So let me read off the list of ingredients that I like to look at for rosacea, just because I don't want to screw this up. Some of the ingredients that I look at to include in my skincare include aloe vera, niacinamide, chamomile, resveratrol, licorice, and azelaic acid, because those ingredients all help my rosacea. For dryness, I look for ingredients like shea butter, mineral oil, ceramides, hyaluronic acid, or vitamin E. They all help with dryness for me. If you have hyperpigmentation, and that's something that you're concerned about, the number 1 ingredient I would recommend you look at is vitamin C. It's great for brightening. So is licorice root. You can also look into getting laser treatments to help with skin resurfacing and stuff like that. I personally have had IPL treatments for rosacea. I'll put a video up here if you want to go check it out. And I think I had 5 or 7 treatments. It's been a long time, so I don't really remember, but it's been at least 5 or 6 years since I had this done. It's something that I would probably like to go get a touch-up on just to help with some of my surface redness. But the reason I did it was because I was having constant painful flare-ups where my entire face would turn bright red and it would burn. It felt like I had a very, very strong sunburn on my face. This happened every time I worked out, and that was not acceptable for me because I like to work out because I like to be healthy. So I had to fix it. For my skin sensitivity, I do my best to avoid skincare or makeup products that have fragrance added, because fragrance is like the number one thing that'll cause me to break out. Lavender oil is a culprit because a lot of people like to use it, and for whatever reason, my skin really does not like it. I understand it works for some people, but it is not good for me. If you're somebody who has acne, I don't have like that specific issue. At least I have it, but it's very rare. And the ingredients that I look for to treat acne, like breakouts, would be like salicylic acid or azelaic acid. But as somebody who doesn't, like, I haven't fought with that sort of issues like in depth, I would recommend that you go check out maybe my friend Jen from My Beauty Bunny, because she's dealt with a lot of skin issues and has had that issue. So I will put a link in the description box to her blog. My number 3 top skincare tip is to wear SPF 365 days a year. This means every day that you get up and you're going to go out at all, put on SPF. If you're going to sit next to a window, have SPF on. Sure, the sun that comes through the window is going to be diminished, but look at SPF as your number one anti-aging product, because it's preventing the UVA, UVB damage to your skin. And I wear SPF 365 days a year. I put it on my face, I put it on my body, I put it on my hands, I put it on my lips. So it's very important. And it is very important no matter what your skin tone is. I've had people tell me that, well, it only matters for people like you who can burn. I don't ever burn. But the truth of the matter is, skin cancer can happen to anyone. And because of that, you need to do what you can to prevent it. And for prevention, that means wearing SPF. It's basically, it's your protection, and it's like your anti-aging thing in one. So I implore you to wear SPF. I do have a bonus tip for skin. One thing that I wanted to mention is that prior to 2018, I did not have a great diet. I ate low fat and high added sugar, which is really bad for you. And after 2018, I started eating low carb, but I'm no longer keto, low sugar to no added sugar. I try to avoid added sugar as much as possible. I eat high protein and I eat high healthy fats. What I mean by high healthy fats is I eat avocados daily, I eat olive oil daily, or I have raw macadamia nuts daily. They're all very, very good for your skin and your hair. I saw a huge improvement in my skin and in my hair. My hair actually, I thought my hair was getting thicker because of just how much it improved the health overall of my skin and my hair. So I would say that if you are somebody who doesn't necessarily have what you would call good eating habits, I would consider talking to a nutritionist to see if it would be beneficial for you to change how you're eating. So that's why I call this a bonus tip, because I don't know if it's something that it's for everyone. I can just tell you that in my specific circumstances, it has helped for me. I also eat very low inflammation because rosacea is an inflammatory condition. So eating low inflammation has helped me minimize my rosacea symptoms. Okay, I'm going to talk about my skincare routine now. I did want to mention that there are affiliate links in the description box below for all of the products that I use. And if you would like to shop through my links, I greatly appreciate it. It helps me support my channel. If you don't want to, that's cool too. I just wanted to put that out there and let you know that I do make a small commission off of those links if you happen to use them, or at least like most of the links that are affiliate links. Not every link that I include is an affiliate link. Also, if you are shopping for a product on Amazon, one of the things I recommend is always making sure you check who the seller is. If I am buying skincare through Amazon, I buy it directly from a brand such as Burt's Bees, or I go through a specific trusted seller such as Takashima. So make sure that you always check if you are buying on Amazon who the seller is, because you don't want to get a fake item. All right, now on to my daytime routine. The first product that I use in my daytime routine is the Missha Time Essence Red Algae stuff. And that's not the right name, but I'll put the name up on the screen here since I can't seem to remember it. I put this into a little spritz bottle and I spritz it onto my hands, and then I pat it into my face. A lot of times you can also just use like a cotton pad and pat it in your face, but I've tried to minimize the amount of products that I use that were disposable, like cotton rounds. So I use a spritz bottle in my hands to apply it. This is the newest product in my skincare routine. I use it because it has antioxidants in it and it has like fermented algae. So I'm just giving it a try to see if my skin likes it. So far it does. For me, with any skincare product, I like to test it for at least 30 to 60 days before I can give like a good review on it, which is kind of why I stopped doing skincare reviews on my blog, because brands don't really want you to actually, or let me catch this. A lot of brands who have contacted me don't want me to do a real review where I test the product out for 30 or more days. They just want me to put up an informative blog post telling you about their brand. And that's fine, but I don't really enjoy that. So that's kind of why I don't really do a lot of skincare reviews, even though I know that they are very popular. The second product that I use in my morning routine is the CosRX Snail Mucus Serum. This is an awesome serum. It's super sticky and it immediately makes my skin look and feel like plumped up. I feel like it minimizes all of the fine lines that I have up here and just makes my skin look so much better and so much healthier. And so I think it is a great product for me to use beneath makeup because it is such a wonderful, like, thick serum. It's a clear serum. It doesn't look like it's going to be thick, but it is. It's very thick and like sticky, but it absorbs really well. It has sodium hyaluronate in it, which is a type of hyaluronic acid, and that really helps with moisture for my dry skin. This serum has been the best serum that I have found to date to help with my dry skin, which is why I'm using it and I love it, even though, like, you know, snail mucus sounds really gross. The third product in my daytime routine is the Silk Naturals Grand Reserve Moisturizer. Now, I started using this moisturizer at the end of 2002 after I found out that Bliss had discontinued my Explosion moisturizer, which had been my go-to daytime moisturizer for 4 or 5 years. Like, I love this product. I was devoted to the Bliss product. So I was kind of like devastated whenever they got rid of it because it had shea butter in it, so my skin loved it. It thought it was amazing. So when I went looking for a replacement for it, I happened to go look at a lot of the skincare that was on the Silk Naturals site, and the Grand Reserve moisturizer seemed like it would be really perfect for me, and it is. It's touted as, so this moisturizer is supposed to be great for dryness, anti-aging, fine lines, etc., stuff like that. And it really is. My skin loves the ingredients. It has metafum oil, passion fruit oil, grapeseed oil, and a couple other things that really just make it work well for my dry skin. It has a very light, silky texture. It absorbs super fast into the skin. It also has licorice root, which is a nice skin brightening ingredient. I've used products with licorice root on and off over the years. I really like it. It's an ingredient that my skin loves. So I really love the formula and it's super affordable. The fourth item in my daytime skincare routine is the Canmake Mermaid Skin SPF 50, like PA+++++. So it is super affordable and my skin absolutely loves it. It looks beautiful under makeup. It looks great on its own because, like, this is what my skin looks like with it on right now. I feel like I look nice and dewy, but not like I'm so slimy or shiny or gross. I feel like my skin looks gorgeous, and this is just my skin, no makeup, no filters, nothing. The other really nice thing about the Canmake, aside from it being so affordable, is that it doesn't have a white cast. So if you are somebody who runs into the problem of having SPF leave a white cast on your skin, I don't believe this product will, because it doesn't leave a white cast on me. It hasn't left a white cast on my friends who have much deeper skin tones than I do, which makes me feel like it is a great product. Now, I do want to tell you that, as I mentioned, consistency is key with your skincare. If you are going through something like I was last year I was really having problems with my mental health because I was working through burnout and I was exhausted and depressed and I was not eating right and I was not exercising as much as I should have been because of all of those things really crushing my mental health. That when I'm having mental health issues, all I use is a moisturizer and an SPF. So that would be the Silk Naturals Day Cream and the Canmake SPF, because I always use those two products. That is my minimal skincare routine, that if I can't do anything else, I can make myself do those two products so that I always have my consistency. All right, so now on to nighttime. For my nighttime, I start again with the Missha Red Algae Essence. Again, I spray it on my hands, pat it in, let it absorb. Next, what I like to apply is the Silk Naturals The Works serum. So this is like a do-it-all serum that has bakuchiol oil in it. It has vitamin C. It has 40 hyaluronic acid, which is basically, I guess, it has like a type of hyaluronic acid that penetrates through 4 layers of skin, or like it has, or it's a, I think it's that it has hyaluronic acid that it's a formulated version of hyaluronic acid that targets each of the 4 layers of skin to help really hydrate your skin. So I love the ingredients in it, and it's probably my most expensive skincare item on this list, because I don't believe that you have to buy expensive skincare to have great skin. But this this serum has all of the ingredients that are great for skin like mine. It has nice niaminoside, it has DMAE, it has ceramides, it has all of the things that I'm looking for my dry skin with rosacea. Number 3 on my nighttime skincare list is the Missha Super Snail Serum Sleeping Mask. So This stuff is great. Unfortunately, it took me most of 2022 to find this sleeping mask. I went through 10 different products before I found this last year and was finally like, oh my God, finally my skin is happy, because I couldn't find a nighttime moisturizer that my skin was happy with. I tried Derma E. They had like a CBD skincare. My face didn't like it. I tried Peach and Lily's, like 2 different products from Peach and Lily, like their green matcha something, and then like their overnight superstar. Like I went through a whole bunch of things and my skin was not happy until I found this mask. So this is what I have been using. And again, I think it's due to the snail mucus. My skin seems to be soothed by that and hydrated, so it really likes it. The 4th item that is in my nighttime skincare routine, and this is a product I don't use all the time, but I use it when I feel especially dry, is the Good Molecules Bakuchiol Oil for dry skin. And it is a great, inexpensive bakuchiol oil. If you are somebody who has normal skin, you may just want to use this as your nighttime moisturizer. It is so good. It's like, I think 10 or 11 bucks a bottle, so it's very inexpensive and it does a wonderful job. It's basically a retinol alternative. So if you have sensitive skin like mine, my skin isn't really able to tolerate retinol products very well. It like really dries them out, and sometimes my skin will start peeling off in strips. So that's why I don't do retinols. It really just, my skin does not handle it, but my skin can handle the bakuchiol oil just fine. So that's why sometimes I will add it as a 4th and final step, but not all the time. And again, if I am fighting with my mental health and having issues where I just don't feel like doing anything, my bare minimum is to put on the Missha Super Aqua Snail Sleeping Mask, and that's it. Or if I'm extra dry and I have a little bit of extra energy, I'll also put the Good Molecules on top. That's what I do whenever I'm struggling with my mental health. Now on to lips. So my daytime lip moisturizer is the Silk Naturals Superfruit Lip Mask. This is the most hydrating product that I've ever found for my lips. A lot of lip products actually make my lips drier or make me want to like bite my lips and rip the skin off. I already have like that's like a body fidget of mine, biting my lip. I hate it. It's something I've tried very hard to break. It's just been a real struggle, and I found that the only way for me to not do that is to exfoliate my lips. I like to exfoliate my lips with a washcloth and then put on the Superfruit Lip Mask, which keeps my lips nice and plump and smooth. I put this on in the morning, I put it on throughout the day, and I'll put it on at night before bed. And Dave loves it, so he also uses it too. Now, I also put on lip SPF. Before I go outside, I put on Coola's SPF 30 lip mask because I haven't found an SPF 50 for my lips, and 30 is, I guess, fine for my lips. And I put this on top of my Superfruit lip mask because I don't find the Coola lip mask to be very hydrating. It's just not for my dry lips. Like I mentioned, so many lip products dry out my lips that it just, I don't know what it does, but I have to put a moisturizing product on before. All right, so now I'm going to talk about the special skincare product that I use for my rosacea if I am having a rosacea flare. I do not often have rosacea flares anymore because I eat I eat low inflammation foods, and I do a lot of things to try to take really good care of my skin. I drink a ton of water. Like I only drink water during the day. If I'm not drinking water, the other thing that I will drink is like an herbal tea. I have fewer than like 2 drinks of alcohol a month. I don't drink very much. I mostly drink water. That's my thing. I feel like water is the ultimate adult drink. So when I do have one of my rare like rosacea outbreaks where I get like the little pustules and they just don't want to go away, what I do is I use the Ordinary's azelaic acid. Azelaic acid is like the key ingredient that was in the prescription topical medication I had to buy from the dermatologist, which was like 75 bucks or 80 bucks. And this is like 11 bucks. So the fact that it's the same active ingredient and I get the same results for a fraction of the price makes me really happy. But as I mentioned, I don't often have to have my rosacea breakouts anymore, so it's not really something that I would say it's a product I use like maybe every other month, if that. So I'm happy with that. Now let's talk about exfoliating. I exfoliate my skin 2 to 3 times a week. I use a chemical exfoliant. I do not use a physical exfoliant. I don't use a physical exfoliant because I have sensitive skin, and I find that a lot of times I can overdo it with a physical exfoliant. I will accidentally like leave little like abrasions in my skin, which is not great. So what I like to use for my skin for exfoliation is the Pixi Overnight Glow Serum. I know Pixi is not a brand I hear many people talk about, and I think that it's sad because I really love their skincare products. There are 2 products of theirs that I absolutely love that I'll mention in this video, and this is one of them. This overnight glow serum I think is great to use. It has like 10% glycolic acid, so it does an effective job for me of getting rid of any like dryness around my face. Like I especially will get dry like right here around the nose, and then I have seborrheic dermatitis in my eyebrows, so I'm almost always dry there no matter what I do. But yeah, I find that the overnight glow serum does a great job of just getting rid of like the weird dry patches I will get around my face, which typically are like right here or like up here in my forehead. So my favorite facial mask that I use probably 3 to 5 times a week, depending on what I have going on in the week, is a mask that I typically use in the morning, or I will use it about 20 minutes before I do my makeup. And that is the Pixi O2 Glow Oxygen Mask. And this is a mask that when I use it, I typically I use it in the shower in the mornings. Like after I cleanse my face, I will put this mask on. You only have to leave it on for like 3 to 5 minutes, and it's like a gel, and then it turns into like this little bubble. So you end up with like this cute little like white bubbly mask. I will often do it after I shave my face, because I do shave my face, not because I have like a ton of hair, but because I feel like it's better for my skin and stuff to get rid of like the little baby hairs. But the peach fuzz, whatever you want to call it. But I love this mask. It does a great job, and why I love it is because it immediately makes my skin feel soft and smooth and supple. Like it just immediately feels good. So that is why it's like the overnight glow serum and the Pixi Glow O2 Oxygen Mask are products I think I've used for 4 or 5 years, potentially longer. They work well. I know that they're not sexy brands that a lot of YouTubers talk about, but they are products that are tried and true and work for me, which is why I stick with them. The Pixi Glow O2 Oxygen Mask has caffeine in it, and I think that's part of like what helps the skin like get revitalized. So let's talk about face cleansers. The face cleanser that I use is the Burt's Bees Gentle Face Cleanser. I don't believe that your face cleanser should be expensive, especially because you're just basically putting it on and then washing it off. The cleanser that I'm using, which is like $7.99, so it's very inexpensive, it has aloe vera in it, it has squalene, it has bakuchiol oil, again, ingredients that I know my skin loves. And it also has like ceramide. So it's like the perfect affordable cleanser for dry, sensitive skin. Dave also uses this cleanser. All right, so let's talk about makeup removal. There are 3 products that I use for makeup removal. Number 1 is I use a warm, damp makeup eraser because I think it's a great product. And I use it in conjunction with other makeup removers. So for my eyes, I use the Paula's Choice Gentle Touch Eye Makeup Remover on the warm, damp makeup eraser, and I get off my eye makeup first. Once my eye makeup is off, I take the Milani Green Goddess Cleansing Balm, like put that on directly onto my makeup, and then rub it to like break up my makeup. Then what I will do is take the makeup eraser and go to like the little clean part of the makeup eraser and do the rest of my face to take off the Milani and the rest of that makeup. And it does a beautiful job. All of my makeup comes off, my skin isn't irritated, and it doesn't feel dry or tight or stripped. So I consider that a win. I mentioned before that I wear SPF 365 days a year on my face and my body. The body SPF that I use is the Coola Original SPF 50 Body Spray. The way I apply it is I spray it on and then I rub it in with my hand to make sure that I don't miss any spots. I put it, not on my face, but I put it all over the rest of my body, including my hands. I also use this whenever I do my gel nails. I put on SPF, and then I also have SPF gloves that I wear. All of the SPF products that I've mentioned are chemical sunscreens. You may prefer physical. I have tactile issues, and I really struggle with thicker like SPFs, which is why I use chemical. But if you want to go like the totally natural route, then I would look at like zinc oxide and titanium oxide as the main ingredients in physical sunscreens, and it'll say like physical or mineral sunscreen if you are looking for something like that. Let's talk about my body moisturizer. I love the Cocoa Pink Dry Oil Spray. The reason I love this is because it sprays on, you rub it in, it immediately absorbs into your skin. It leaves your skin, or at least my skin, feeling soft and silky smooth, and it smells great. I love the fact that I can pick any scent that I want, or you can do unscented, but I do like cherry almond upside down cake or cherry tart. Like I do some like cherry or fruity scent because that's what I love. And it smells so good, and it leaves my skin feeling good. Dave always comments about just how silky soft my skin is, so it makes me feel really good that I know that he appreciates the time and effort I put into taking care of myself. Now for my hands and feet, I've switched to using a Girls Gotta Spa Energizing Citrus Hand Cream. There are body lotion, and the reason I use this is because it has shea butter in it, and then it has a bunch of other oils that I like, that my skin likes. And my feet in particular, I feel like they're always really dry. My hands, I want to prevent them from being dry, so I like to put on a thicker lotion with shea butter on my hands and my feet. And I do love the fact that the A Girl's Got a Spa is like, I think it's like 80% natural, and it smells so good. And that's all I use it on, is hands and feet. It smells so good. But having something that has like olive oil and cocoa butter and shea butter, and it seems to make a world of difference with my skin and help it to look a lot better, in my opinion. The last two products that I want to mention are my shampoo and conditioner. And I don't know if you noticed, but I got my hair done last week. I switched the colors up. We have a like hot pink at the roots that ombre into purple further down, and then I have different like black sections all over. And I actually had some, like, I guess you would call these like a layered fringe cut, but it's not a bang. Like the longest layers, like right here, it's face framing layers to try to, I don't know, make my face look better. But it's the first time I had my hair cut in like 6 months. I go to the salon regularly, but I don't always get it cut, because if you don't need to trim your hair, you shouldn't trim it. And since I'm growing mine out, I only trim it when it needs it. And I think my stylist cut off like an inch or less, so it didn't even really need that much. I was very, very pleased about that. But for my hair, I don't really do much in the way of heat styling. I wash it every 5 to 7 days, and then I let it air dry. On occasion, when I do heat style, I always use a heat protectant, and I like to do like beachy waves with my beach waver. Sometimes I use a curling iron, but in general, I try to just let my hair be straight and natural the way it is. And for me, I have like, I'd say a normal to dry scalp. I do not get oily at all. Like when my stylist was looking at my hair when I went to go see him, I hadn't washed it in like 5 or 7 days. And he's like, yeah, your hair looks like my hair looks on day 2. And I was like, okay, that makes me feel better. So I use a moisturizing shampoo. What I use is the Beach Waver Good Vibes Moisturizing Shampoo. I love it. It smells great, and it does a wonderful job of keeping my hair like balanced and moisturized. And then for my conditioner, I use Joico K-Pack Luster Lock. And it's basically like this color therapy luster lock. It's a very deep conditioner, and I don't find that it's heavy. And I guess it's, again, because I'm not blow drying my hair, I'm not putting anything additional on. It makes my hair feel so soft and silky smooth after I wash it and it's dried. So those are my like go-to like ride or die hair products. Thank you so much for hanging out with me and letting me share my top 3 skincare tips with you and my skincare routine. Most of these products that are in my routine I've been using for several years. I'm a person who stays very dedicated to skincare products that work for me, rather than just trying to jump on the bandwagon and try all the new things, because if you have sensitive skin, changing your skincare products a lot doesn't really make sense, because you could irritate your skin. And so for me, I care more about trying to keep my skin looking as good as I can for somebody who's 44 years old. So yeah. Anyway, let me know your thoughts about my skincare routine in the comments below. If you have any questions, be sure to ask them, and I'll be happy to answer. Thank you so much for watching, my friends. I truly appreciate it. And if you want to like, share, and subscribe, that would be great. I love you, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.